Who is to blame?
Fury's running scared, bruv. He's running scared. He
He's
don't
not
want
scared.
none of that smoke.
He's not scared. He's not
You
scared.
can't compare Wilder and Usyk, bruv. Like, completely different level boxers.
It appears as though the breakdown was down to the rematch clause in the end.
There's something external going on here. Like, and then he just crapped himself. The guy just crapped himself, and then he's like, nah, I don't want none of that.
Welcome to another episode of Bloodlust Boxing. I'm Sav.
And I'm Baz.
And today's episode, we talk about that fallout between USYK and Tyson Fury. Who is to blame? What a week in boxing. It's been this week started off slow, and then by the end of the week, it's gone crazy. The Tyson Fury versus USYK has broken down. It's a definite no-go now.
It can still happen. It can still happen, I'm telling you.
It's not happening, mate. It's not happening.
Fury wants it.
He's a fighting man. He just doesn't want to fight for less than £50 million. But yeah. What? So Baz, I mean, what first thoughts? Like, what do you reckon? Why do you think it broke down? What happened?
Fury's running scared, bruv. He's running scared. He don't want none of that smoke.
He's not scared. He's
scared, bruv. He doesn't want that smoke. He knows what Usyk brings to the table.
He fought Wilder in America after he'd had a massive layoff and only had like minor comeback fights. He's not scared.
Come on, man. You can't compare Wilder and Usyk, bruv. Like, completely different level boxers. Usyk would run circles around Wilder every day.
Wilder's the bronze bomber, you know. He's got those. Those cannons in. The bum. Yeah, no, don't worry about that.
No.
In our last video, we said we didn't think it's going to happen, and then there was a sliver of hope where Usyk had called Tyson Fury's bluff and agreed to the 70-30 split.
Yep.
And then yesterday evening, it was definitely off. You had Krasic trying to save the deal, I think. He went public, didn't he?
I think so. He was trying to save it. He wanted it to happen. I mean, what reason would they have to not to happen? Like,
yeah, and he did the media rounds, put the pressure on the Fury camp, and it looked like we might get something. And then it appears as though the breakdown was down to the rematch clause in the end.
Yeah,
but,
I mean,
unless you think otherwise. You
saw Frank Warren on TalkSport. Frank Warren, all he was going on about was forget the rematch clause, and that's the only issue that's coming up.
Yeah, but they put it in there. Tyson Fury
put it in there, and then after that, it's about how much split they're going to get on the rematch clause. Well, at one point he's saying, "Why does the rematch even matter?" And then the second point he's going, "Well, we won't just accept it at any." They don't want to give Usyk a fair split. So what's that about?
Yeah, but what's a fair split in a rematch clause? So it was
60-40 would be fair for me.
70-30 Usyk agreed to in the first fight. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the rematch. So rematch. If Usyk wins, what are you saying?
Yeah. I'm saying 60-40.
60-40.
Yeah. I think that's more than fair.
I think that would have been fair. Yeah, that would have been fair.
Because it shouldn't be 50-50. But
then they said he agreed to 50-50 against Joshua.
Who did? Usyk?
Yeah, in the rematch clause.
But that was Usyk coming from no belts.
That's
Usyk
true.
Usyk has got belts now.
He was a mandatory challenger, wasn't he? So,
yeah.
And actually, to be fair, Eddie Hearn did say it should have been like 80-20, but they agreed I think it was actually Krasic might have said it. He said they agreed to give like an extra 10% to Usyk. So they gave more than they needed to in that Joshua fight. And there was more money in the pot then as well. So
yeah.
So
and everyone's alluding to the fact that the last Joshua fight made a lot more money than the last Fury fight.
Yeah.
So
but you're saying 60-40 would have been fair. And what if Usyk lost?
You would have to say it's the same. You'd have to say
70-30 again.
Well, I don't know about 70-30 again. I'd say maybe 60-40 again if it was a good fight. But then I suppose you can't really judge that.
No,
I'd say 60-40 again would be fair for the rematch both ways.
both ways, yeah. But it's 70-30. Well, they agreed to 70-30, so that was never going to happen. I think reading between the lines, if USYK won, USYK wanted 70-30, but Team Fury said 50-50. And if USYK lost, I think they said 80-20 to Tyson Fury. So,
Whoa.
which is they're never going to agree to that.
That's excessive. Yeah, of course they're not.
They're never going to agree to that. No way.
That's what I'm saying, bruv.
So do you think they tanked the deal because Fury was scared then?
There's something external going on here. Like, would I say Fury is running scared for sure? I mean, there's definitely something going on.
I told you where it was last in the other video we did. I told you where it was. It comes down to this, yeah. Tyson Fury saw the pot when the deal was set up to be fought in Saudi. It was a big pot of money, and then because of Ramadan and whatever, they had to delay the fight in Saudi. They wouldn't be able to do it. That fell through. Plus, as I said before, I think Eddie Hearn's the main hookup on that side, and there's sort of closer relations with Eddie Hearn and the Saudis.
Nah. See, this is where Alex Krasik had a different answer to that. He's saying that Fury kept wanting too much. He wanted this little bit here, this little bit there, and the Saudis didn't like it, and that's why that fight didn't go ahead.
Maybe that's true. Yeah, I think his exact words were something like, USYK agreed the deal, and then Tyson Fury said, "Well, what's USYK getting? I want double that or three times that."
Exactly.
Something like that. So it's greed. So the man who said he'll fight for free and give all his money to charity is basically not
even willing to fight for a fair split, even though 70-30 in my mind is not fair in the first place.
Yeah. But I mean, for me, I don't think it's fair. I think it's just greed. I think it's greed. And as I said, he saw the pot that was, and the money that was being touted before. All right. So what happens next? What happens next? Do you think this fight ever happens?
I can't see it for the next 2 years now at least. They got to fight mandatories now. So for Usyk, that's Dubois. For Fury, that's probably Hrgovic, isn't it? Now
is it Hrgovic
or is it Joyce?
One or the other, yeah, one of them. So,
but whether he'll have to fight that, because from what I'm hearing, he's going to try and avoid fighting until summer now. If this fight doesn't go ahead, Fury. So, which means it might be a possible Joshua Fury fight in the summer.
Well, Eddie Hearn teed it up, hasn't he? He said, if Joshua gets through his fight with Franklin, let's make Joshua Fury.
And is the same thing going to happen again?
That's a big fight there. There'll be more money in that pot than there is in the USYK pot, even though the USYK fight would have been undisputed. Plus, they'll have the option then to go to Saudi.
They will, but then Fury will still be like, I want 80-20 or some stupid amount.
Nah, I think it'll be...
All I'm saying is he's lost a lot of fans over this. That's for sure.
Yeah, the fallout's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
You read all the comments. No one's happy.
Nope.
The problem is we had this in the before Christmas, I think it was, with Joshua and Fury, and it fell through. Yeah, and I think most people thought at the time Joshua's not ready. Like most reasonable people thought Joshua's not ready anyway. That's probably not the right fight to make. But then we had the fight with USYK, and it keeps falling through these fights, and it's not good for boxing, really. I mean, so many people are slating boxing because these big fights just don't happen.
Yeah, for sure.
We want to see the best fight the best.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of some time, back in school. And there was always this one kid who was mouthing off all the time to everyone. Always mouthing off. And everyone else was scared of him. They were all scared of him. And then one day, my mate, he actually squared up to him. And he was the smallest kid in the playground, my mate. And then he just crapped himself. The guy just crapped himself, and then he was like, "Nah, I don't want none of that." That's what this is right now.
So you're saying Fury's still scared? I don't know. I don't agree with it. I don't agree with that. I think he knows it's not going to be an easy fight, but It's,
Of course not.
again, as I said, it's down to money. So anyway, it looks like those mandatories are going to start to be called. There's going to be negotiations for Dubois, USYK coming up. Yeah, it's disappointing, really. So what can you do?
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll keep
It
you
is what it
posted.
is.
It is what it is. We'll keep you posted on what's coming up next. But thanks for watching. Hit that like button and subscribe.
Cheers.